Welcome to the shop. What better time to unload a trailer than in the direct middle of the day? Well, it isn't going to unload itself, so I don't have much of another option. Let's do it. Well, that wasn't too terribly bad. Now I'll come back in about 6 months when the grass is all grown up. Yeah, that should be enough time. Well, it's like 95 and sucky out here. I'm about tired. I got a little bit more we got to load up. Go ahead and get it out of the way. I have some tools over here. Need to get out of the way before it rains again. Most of them are okay. I just got a drill and some stuff. Probably shouldn't have got wet, but oh well, we'll see if it works when it works. So here's phase one. We moved all the junk from outside to inside. Still don't really have the best places for it yet. Just trying to get everything out of the weather. And then we'll come back, kind of reorganize. But this is what you're going to be seeing a lot. This will be our main set. Definitely got to do some lighting. Definitely some fans. Got them ones there. They don't work. Got them from work. Was hoping to mix and match some parts, but they're completely different. So that ain't gonna work, so I'm gonna have to buy some fans. I do have my old trusty dusty fan here. That bad boy has been with me a few times. It's fell off of some stuff a few times. It's like hanging on by a thread. You can let it sit there. You just gotta hold it and it'll run, but yeah, if you let it go on its own, it just goes crazy and pretty much self-destructs. But yeah, that's it. Gotta get all that junk there out. It was supposed to be thrown out before we moved in. I asked the people that are selling the house to come down and throw it all out, get a dumpster, or just provide a dumpster and I would throw it out. They had some cool stuff. They had a tiller that I was in the repair and used for the garden out there. A bunch of license plates, which I collect them, and you'll see me putting them up as we go. But instead of taking the trash out, they took all the good stuff and left the trash. So, oh well. I'm in the house, so I didn't complain. And I didn't want the closing date pushed back any further. So yeah, this is where we're gonna be, doing some work. Alright, well if it hasn't been obvious, it should be pretty obvious right now that I've been moving a lot. And I realized my trailer lights aren't working. And my trailer lights weren't working on my truck. So we got my buddy's truck, hooked it up to it, and the opposite lights worked. And now I hooked it up to my truck today, and the passenger side light is working, but the driver isn't. Like I said, when we hooked it up to my buddy's, the driver's side was working, and the passenger wasn't. So, let's find out what's going on here, because this is kind of getting annoying. Alright, we're going to diagnose what's going on here. Tried doing it the other day, kind of in a hurry. The only thing I diagnosed is my test light doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to go with my old trusty dusty voltmeter. It usually doesn't let me down. I'm going to go ahead and put my money on being a bad ground, because that's usually what it is. Had intermittent lights working, so something's probably not grounded. I just added the passenger side light because my dogs were running around acting like retards and they smashed into it and broke it. So now I got mismatched lights. But we're going to unhook this real quick and see what we got as far as power. We're going to hook this one because it's a lot easier. Got a ground on a trailer ball. That ain't right. There we go. Got power. Should have it in there. Got power. There should be turn signals, so we'll turn them on. Okay, that's working. That seems to be working. But now we have nothing back here, whereas before we at least had a running light. And now we got nada. Well, we had nada because the trailer lights were unplugged. But we're no further ahead. We at least have our constant light there, no flash, which we had before, and no light there. So let's see what we got going on. Alright, so the plot's thickened. I wasn't having very good luck with my voltmeter, so I just decided to break out the big guns and get my power probe. As I said once in another video, I was working on the Impala. It was one of those tools I figured I'd never need and decided to buy it. Kind of glad I bought it now. Poking and prodding, seeing what we got for power. Got the right turn signal on now. And we got power. Got main power. Got a ground. Flip it over to the left side, see what we got. Tail light works, which is a good sign. But we don't have power here. We got ground. Why the hell did this thing just turn off? What did it? It just decided to beep. Got ground, but no power. So, with that being said, let's check fuses. Alright, from what it's looking like, we checked all the fuses. Everything's getting power like it's supposed to. Everything seems to be actuating like it's supposed to. So I'm going to basically crawl into the truck and work my way from the back forward, testing out all the connections to see where we're losing power at. Alright, so to verify there's no broken wire from the trailer light hookup to the fuse box, it is one solid wire. There's no connectors in between. So I hooked me a ground up back there. And now we'll test right in there. And I'll show you where it's at. There's that prong right there if you lift your fuse box out. And we'll do a continuity test just to make sure that's not broken. Alright, so after a few hours of poking and prodding and diagnosing from the back forward, which you probably never do, I went to my golden rule, which I tell everybody all the time. Start out with your fuses, which I'm not going to say I didn't do. I just couldn't find the right fuse that was blown. So digging around, trying to see what goes where, trying to basically probe from the bottom up. I'd found the pin that goes from the back to here, but I couldn't find what goes from the bottom of the fuse board or fuse block to the top. So said screw it, got aggravated, put 2 and 2 together and figured out it was pissing me off. So I took a step back, looked at the fuse box a little bit more, didn't really find a whole lot, you know, as far as turn signals or nothing like that. So decided to grab my trusty ammo can / toolbox, prop it against the brake light, looked, plug my trailer light plug, my adapter back in. It's got 3 little indicator lights, tell you what's getting power. A little bit easier than, you know, running the power probe and all that. And, you know, obviously I had my left brake light, or I should say my right brake light, and couldn't get my left brake light, which is also a turn signal. So I come up here, found my brake light fuse, pulled it, you know, just to do it. Lights went out, so all right, that's good. So I looked a little bit further, found my right brake light fuse, pulled it. The little indicator light turned out on my trailer adapter. So I digged a little bit further, dug a little bit further, and found the left brake light fuse, which is way up here in the corner. And pulled it, sure enough, it's blown. So, thought to myself, sweet, easy solution. I got a box of fuses in my toolbox. They've been there for the last 15 years. Well, go and get them and they're not there anymore. So obviously when I had my toolboxes at work, I took them out at one point or another. Somebody else took them out. Who knows, they're not there anymore. So I'm like, oh great. You know, I got some bigger fuses I can put in there. I'd rather not because I'll never think about it and I'll never change them back out. So try to do the right thing and looking around, digging, scratching my head. And I thought to myself, there's some fuses in the Cadillac. So another wonderful thing of working at home, you know, with a shop. I know where all my stuff's at for the most part. And if I don't, I know where a backup to my stuff is. So we got it, put it in there. It's working. All 3 indicators, or the 2 indicators I need to work, are working right now. Gonna test out the headlights again. That should light up the 3rd indicator. I did find some wiring issues with the trailer. I can send power at the plug and it won't make it all the way to the back. So instead of waiting, or instead of messing around trying to figure out where the bad wire is, I put wires on that trailer probably 10 years ago now. So save time, money. I'm gonna upgrade to LEDs. It'll come with new wires. I'll just run all that and be done. That way it'll be reliable. Hopefully I won't have to worry about it for another 10 years because it has been a really good trailer. I haven't had any problems out of it. So that is our plan. So if you're having electrical issues, I mean, I tell everybody, you know, check your fuses. And sometimes it's not that easy. This case being one of them, you know, I couldn't track down which fuse it was supposed to be, but in the end it ended up being a fuse as usual. 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a fuse. If it's not a fuse, it's usually a ground. So start there. Alright, now we basically got all that figured out. We know what to do, what not to do. We found out what the problem was. I'm going to just show you. I'm no electrician by any means, but the best thing I have found, the easiest way for somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of experience with electrical, is get you a basic voltmeter with continuity, a continuity test. Usually, if you can get one that'll beep, that's the best in my opinion. I'll show you what it does, how you can use it, and it'll help you track down if you have a broken wire, if the wire's got a solid connection. Alright, we'll see if we can get a bunch of spaghetti run out here and get it as confusing as possible. But basically, get you a voltmeter, a little setting right there will be your continuity. Or you can use ohms if you don't have that. When you ohm it out, when you touch your 2 leads together, just like that, everything should go to 0 if you don't have any kind of resistance. Sometimes the wire does have resistance, so it's really, really long. That's why I usually don't use that, and I'm not that great of an electrician. So anyways, click it over there. It'll usually make a beep. Who knows if yours will display like that. But anyways, when you touch them together, it makes a beep. That lets you know it's a full loop. You know, it's going from in and out. So basically, you can get you a wire. You know, this is all one piece of wire. Connect them together. tells you it works. This here is basically a 40-foot piece of wire. That is from a power probe, but this is what I use to test from one end of the truck to the other end of the truck, because my leads are only 3-4 feet long. Same principle. You know, you connect it on there, and that tells you your connection is good all the way through, which you just gotta get it right. But anyways, hopefully it helps you with electrical. It sucks. I don't like doing electrical, but it's best to know it and kind of figure it out, save you some headache, get you off the side of the road, get your lights working. So yeah. Well, I think that'll end the adventure for today, at least electrically wise. That was enough for me. So yeah, hit the like button, share it, subscribe, tell everybody and their mother. I appreciate it. See you next time.
What seems to be the problem?
Good shot. Got away free. It lives to die another day.